Hello everybody and welcome. I'm Count Christo and this is Victoria 3. More specifically, this is an edited series of Victoria 3 playing as Prussia. I've never played as Prussia in Victoria 3, despite them being one of the kind of classic powerful nations. So I think it'll be good fun. I've set myself a rather ambitious goal and I will be tuning in with you lot to let you know how things are going as we progress towards that goal. You know, once every, I don't know, 5 years, something like that, when a big thing happens, basically, during the campaign. This video will be the whole campaign, by the way, almost certainly. And the objective is to try and eliminate intracontinental colonialism and imperialism. So we're going to play as Prussia, and we're going to try and render the world such that no nation has any land or any puppets on any continent other than the one they start on. Meaning, I'm not going to try and liberate every single tag in the universe, but the idea is that the US, for example, has no control outside of Northern America. The Ottomans have no land in Africa. Russia has either no land in Asia or no land in Europe, and so on. That is the objective. To do that, we are going to need to build a mighty, mighty military, a mighty economy, unify up Germany. I'll see what we can do to try and get Germany nicely formed with all of this wonderful territory. We'll see whether we manage to achieve that. To start off, we're going to need to do some government reforms, methinks, potentially throw the military in so we can get some jingoistic and patriotic stuff passed and get ourselves ready. Early on, obviously, we're going to want to be probably trying to fight France. We're going to be wanting to try and unify up. Is there a North German Federation in this game? I don't know, to be honest. But we will we'll look into that. We are ourselves going to be doing some, colonialism all over the place, almost certainly, trying to get some resources, things like that. I am running some mods that lets me see extra stats in my outliner, lets me see my trade goods from a nice compact screen like this. There will be a list of mods in the description of the video. But for now, I'll tune back in with you whenever something kicks off. And we'll see where we go from here. Prussia. I haven't come up with a name for the series yet. Obviously, you will know what the name is because it will be in the title. But, Prussia, global isolation? I don't know. Something about the fact that we're going to try and block everybody. Just for your context of who you're watching, I've played Victoria 3 for about 100 hours. I'm not very good at it. So there will be ups and downs. We might have revolutions. Who knows? I have never played as Prussia before, as I mentioned. So I don't know how the nation formation stuff works. We will find out together. All right. I'll see you in the first thing of our campaign. It kicks off. Right. So things are going swimmingly. We have secret police. And we have a dedicated police force, very dedicated to being secret, of course. We're still an autocracy, and we're about to go to cultural exclusion, which will be good. We'll have less authority, which will be a pain, but I've got some spare, and we'll have less people being discriminated against, which will be good because we've got a fair number of our radicals coming from that. And we have a pretty big movement right now for cultural exclusion. So we're going to push towards that one. The economy is going okay. We've added another 6 billion in whatever. What's it been? 7 years? Now, the question is, how do we get this North Confederation situation going? What we need to do is complete 2 journal entries. The Schleswig-Holstein question and the North German Confederation. To do this, you have to do this, and you have to be the only unification candidate. Now, I'm not entirely sure what determines who is a unification candidate. The country who qualifies as candidate varies depending on which unified nation it is, okay? Will you tell me what the conditions are for this one? No, it doesn't seem so. Okay, unhelpful. Must be a unification candidate. Yeah, but what makes me a unification candidate? Yeah, well, Victoria 3, what can you do? So we have some supporters. I think once you have the states count as controlled if they're controlled by someone that supports you. So in this case, Bavaria supports us. But that's for forming it. So to get the North German states to unify with us, which would be good, help our economy out. We're not short on people right now, but you know, more tax base always helps. We need to win a war against Austria. Basically, this unification play is it's a war that you start. We'd probably also try and yoink something off them at the same time. Like maybe we could yoink Bohemia away from them. I've managed to cultivate very good diplomatic relations with a lot of people, as you can see. Russia, France, Spain, England, Ottomans, all big fans of the Prussians. So hopefully we'll be able to do this play against Austria without too much trouble. I may, however, get some more military techs. I haven't done much military technology. I'm very much guilty in this game of not doing enough military tech. I've also haven't invested enough in technology, which I should improve. But yeah, big war with Austria seems like the way to go. I wonder if I could bring in Bavaria on my side. Maybe if we had a pact or something. But yeah, the next step of the plan, after taking some steps to crack down on increasing, you know, central government control, weakening the Junkers, as you can see, all the way down to 24% power right now. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Yeah, I think it's time to make a play against Austria. I wonder if we should take... I mean, I would like to take this. There's iron mines, there's coal mines, there's logging camps. Some nice glass works there as well. You got any other good coal mining provinces? Yeah, there's big potential for coal mines. Ooh, massive potential of coal mines there. The other thing we could do is try and make them release Hungary. Should just put them in a, you know, it would permanently weaken them quite dramatically, losing all this lot. But yeah, I'm going to try and set up that diplomatic play as the next move. The political stuff's been going pretty well so far. We've been bouncing around who's in our government. We've not been spending a lot of time with a whole lot of legitimacy, but it's been okay. It's been okay. And now I think it's time to leave Parliament and head instead onto the battlefield. Okay, so this is a pretty one-sided war. Through some diplomatic maneuvering, we're about to launch a war against Austria, which I'm hopeful we're going to win. I'm honestly surprised they didn't back down, because it's me, it's a bunch of German miners. Oh, and by the way, it's also Russia and France. So I think we're about to hand it to them. I have added Bohemia as a primary demand and Krakow as a secondary one. I added Krakow in the hope that they might back down to avoid having to liberate Krakow while giving in to these two. I want Bohemia partly because of the iron and the coal, and also partly because of the large number of barracks that are there, which will be helpful for us. There's also quite a bit of industry. Plus, everyone knows that the Czechs are northern Germans, really. Where's the diplomat? The cultural map mode. It's not true, by the way. But anyway, I'm hoping to get some of the Czechs to enjoy the new cultural exclusion rule we have, which means now any cultural trait will be accepted, which I think means we can accept Czech. Could be wrong, but I think that's right. Because, yeah, look, we're now accepting cultural Lithuanian, Czech. Yeah, we are accepting them. Nice. So that should be good. And, yeah, here is the war breaking out. Boom. 2 arms. So there will be some fronts where we'll lose ground initially. Like here, we're going to lose Hohenzollern, it looks like. But it shouldn't be that bad. I'm not too worried about it. Cool. Let's see how this war goes. It's a new day, and the war progresses well. We're also enacting colonial exploitation, hopefully. Should put us in a good position to start securing some resources. Especially we need dyes. I'm being limited on my clothing production by dyes. And also we are, in the fullness of time, we're going to need some wood. So I'll be setting out for that. But yeah, this battle progressing well. Managing to push on all fronts without me using basically any of my own men. Which is how I'm liking it, because it's meaning that all the casualties are being suffered by Russia, who right now is a friend, but in the long term, likely to be an enemy. And obviously, the less of my men die, the more people I have, which is good. Yeah, I think it's... there is a movement. Yeah, the rural folk don't like the idea of colonial affairs. No worries. We should be all right. Goods-wise, I've just been doing the kind of, I think, standard thing. Trying to... Oh, God, we need a lot more coal. Building, you know, coal, iron, tools, steel, wood, paper. Just trying to make my government costs lower and my construction costs lower so we can keep, you know, rolling over that snowball. But yeah, the war is progressing pretty well. Oh, sorry, I should probably mute cookie clicker, huh? But yeah, things are going well. The only problem I have with my mod pack at the moment is that events don't pop up. They don't show in my outliner because of the two-column outliner thing that I'm using. But I detest scrolling through the outliner, so... what's this, then? 300 quid for 5 years? That's not that bad. Oh, can you get multiple stacks of bureaucratic trust? I already have that. Let's find out. I don't know the answer to that. Because if you can, that's kind of overpowered. Let's try. Oh, you can. Oh, paradox. Never change. You added a thing that can pop up when I'm passing laws that I can take over and over again. Mwah! Delicious. I'm going to get so much of that. Awesome. I should boost up the industrialists a bit. All right. Good stuff. So the war will progress. I'll let you know when we reach a conclusion. But yes, I'm gonna take that so many times as long as it keeps popping up. I'm gonna get so much authority. Nice. Our first ever foray, attacking into Austria. Here we go. Wilhelm von Hohenzollern is marching in. We outnumber them. We have better stats. We're losing slightly more men than them, but it's looking pretty good. The rapid advance. Charge in there. Seize Vienna. We are also... Yeah, the Russians are losing a lot of men on various fronts, but it doesn't really bother me. I mean, the Russians don't have any war goals in here, so... We are going to get Austrian war reps out of this as well. Yeah, numbers swinging in our favor here. We are a little exhausted. Fair enough. We'll switch to defensive after this. They made it so you can... Yeah, nice. You can switch to act defending even when you're in a battle now. That's such a good change. Such a good change. We are about to get a big attack up here. I should probably... Yeah, let's divert you. Oh, I can't move you. Okay, so I guess you're the one that's currently in the battle. Okay. I'm going to move to defend up here because I think they're about to launch a big offensive as soon as this battle's over. Which, yeah, maybe pull some guys out of that, but it's not the worst. Once that's over, yeah, but the Russians are crushing them from the side, so... I think we have this one in the bag. Are they still advancing? Yeah, okay, so they did launch an attack, but fortunately, my reinforcements are there in time. Oh, they're getting massacred. Nice. And we're into consideration for the law. Oh, it's all coming up. Prussia. Very nice. So I was just thinking, after this series, if I enjoy it, which I think I will, I'm going to make a video about why the Victoria 3 war system is good, which I know will ruffle specifically Lambert's feathers, maybe some other people. But this is very funny. Proposed peace deal. Austria and Switzerland will accept, but Nassau and Oldenburg do not agree. I don't care, really? Oh no, that's me offering them everything I have. Okay, well, definitely don't do that. Okay, never mind. It's not as stupid as it looked. Nassau and Oldenburg are on my side and weren't agreeing to me letting them be subjugated. Okay, that's fair enough. Never mind. The war rages on. Man, it's just not Austria's day. Look at this. They're simultaneously losing the battle for, what's it called? Bukowina? The city right here, it's called Bukowina, I think, and Vienna at the same time. Ouch. At least I assume they're losing this, surely. They're outnumbered pretty badly. Yeah, good defense, though. Nice. Surprise maneuver. Making people surrender on other fronts. Switzerland's down. They're being pressed in the Alps. Oh, it's just not Austria's day. Thus falls the House of Habsburg. And, ooh, okay. Launching a pretty aggressive attack up here. Good numbers, but sadly for them, my wrathful defenseman is sending them packing with pretty good numbers. And I have to imagine once these fall, only a matter of time. The evangelicals are pretty mad at us. I'm going to appease them by implementing a healthcare system. Should help. Also, we've rivaled the two Sicilies and the United States to try and buff up our diplomacy, because we want to try and keep all the great powers on side until we've finished unifying up Germany. And then we can start, you know, getting a little belligerent. All right, they're all about peace. They will give us German leadership. They renounce their ambitions to unify Germany. We get to conquer Bohemia. We get Ruhrgebiet. We get Krakow. So Bohemia's going to be pretty mad at us, and I'm not good at integrating land in this game because I just don't know what you do, basically. I think we have to make them richer, essentially. But the thing I usually do when I conquer a province is just demolish a bunch of buildings, which does not make them richer. But yeah, they're all about it. They lost 160,000 people in this war. We lost a mere 65,000. We managed to make Russia and France take a bunch of the casualties for us, which is pretty good. There we go. Peace me. Boom. German leadership. Conquer Bohemia. Austrian war reps. Liberating Krakow. I should have humiliated them because my next step is to try and take Holstein, and I bet Austria tries to oppose my ambitions. But yeah, so how mad is Bohemia? And how do I tell? So there's obviously turmoil from a bunch of radical... Holy Christ. Okay. That's a lot of radicals. That's not ideal. That's going to hurt me. Yeah, the rural folk are returning to the old ways because they're so mad. That's not good. Hopefully we'll be able to spend... Yeah, we should probably spend a little bit trying to focus on raising standard of living. Which basically means... What do people need right now? Remind me, where are you supposed to see this these days? Here you go. So, obviously, most people are lower strata, but when you're worrying about... I guess so, radicals, reducing them from any popular group has the same effect. Whereas... control of interest groups is different. What is the effect of radicals on interest groups? Is it based on the portion of the people in the interest group that are radical? I would guess that's how it would work. Where do I see that? So if I went to, like, Junkers, for example. They have 11,000 radicals. Not very many. I guess because the Junkers are mostly upper class types. Yeah. There seems, I mean, there's apparently a lot of them in Bohemia. Anyway, if we can make Bohemia richer, I think that's the main approach. And it probably immediately will be, because I bet my iron and coal prices are higher than Austria's. So I bet they're going to be like, sweet, cash. I could also recruit a bunch of them into the military, and thereby, you know, employ them in a decently well-paying job. Though I am underpaying the, the military now I think about it. Yeah. Where's the... Yeah, standard of living here is 11. We could bump that up a bit. I think we could bump that up a bit. But yeah, anyway, so what we need to improve is, yeah, I mean, clothes. It's dyes, basically. I need to get some dyes so I can crank out more clothes. I could take the... I mean, there's a lot of spending on grain by the poor. We could build a bunch more grain farms. That could help too. Okay, nice. So now, when we go to nation formation... You need to control all 20 to actually form it. Really? I'd assume that's interesting. You can't form a historical Germany in this game? Really? That seems surprising to me. We control 16 out of 20. No, okay, you can. You can. Because we require 16 out of 20, but there's more than 20. Control at least 20 straight regions, but it doesn't... Yeah, it doesn't mention, but this list is longer than 20. Okay. So we just need 6 more state regions. And split ones do count, apparently. So Schleswig-Holstein will be one we could grab. Saxony? Saxony, why are you not supporting us? They do support us. But maybe the support has to be over a certain amount before they'll actually do it. We'll see. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to focus on trying to raise the Czech standard of living so that they chill out. And then I'm going to try and grab Holstein. And then it's just about, yeah, a couple more people supporting us in here. Should be all good. Because Saxony is split between them and us, right? Oh, no, it's these guys over here. Okay. And you don't like me much. Okay. Can I not improve relations with you? Hello. No, they already like us. I could bankroll them. How much is that going to cost me? Not a huge amount. Sure, let's start bankrolling them. Because when we form Germany, we want to... Ideally, we want to try and absorb all the tags except Austria. Because I don't think you can absorb Austria. through nation formation. I don't think you can super Germany. But do I get cores when I form Germany? Doesn't tell you. Okay. That's not very helpful. Major unification. Maybe it tells you here. Okay. Active unifying. Oh, there's no such thing as cores in this game. Active unifying. Or are there? Are core states? No, there's integrated states. That's how that works. Major unification allows Germany to become nation candidates, allowing them to access unification, diplomatic play. Sets the war goal to annex all required states and countries. Okay, so what we really want to do is get ourselves in a position where everyone sides with us in the diplomatic play inside Germany, and then we declare the war basically simultaneously against Austria and France. But right now France loves us. I'm tempted to let them have Alsace-Lorraine. I just saw it had 60 iron mines and 60 coal mines. I've changed my mind. But I don't know, maybe we let them have Alsace-Lorraine for now. Maybe we form Germany first. Because yeah, now I remember that I don't think there's such thing as core states. It's just about whether or not they're incorporated. We don't need to worry about that so much. That's probably also, yeah, we need to incorporate Bavaria because, sorry, Bohemia, because right now we're going to be on colonial exploitation soon, which lowers wages in unincorporated states, which we do not want for sure. So let's get on incorporating that. Only 5 years because it is a homeland of us. Oh no, wait. I guess it's not a homeland for us because we're not South German. Okay, interesting. Cool. I'm going to try and improve the standard of living and then make my move towards Denmark. Oh god. Okay, so this is the second war against Austria because they got involved in my whole Schleswig-Holstein thing. Russia has came in to help me again. They're getting absolutely annihilated. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Those are not good casualty ratios. Meanwhile, it's Ferdinand getting routed from Mecklenburg. But yeah, that's not good. Not good for Austria. Getting absolutely creamed in the heartland. I wanted to try and liberate Hungary in this war. I guess we'll just have to do it in the next one. We're just going to liberate the puppets in the north. And we're also stealing Luxembourg. Wait. Luxembourg is the Netherlands. So the Netherlands joined the war. I added transfer Luxembourg. And then the Netherlands backed out of the war. Can I still enforce transfer Luxembourg? That'll be very funny if so. I mean, it would kind of make sense, right? They backed out. I mean, what are you gonna do? You backed out. You can't claim that you've defended your territory or anything. Oh, we're absolutely creaming them. Poor Austria. Our country's not doing so hot. I haven't managed to raise our standard of living like at all. I'm kind of focusing on unifying Germany, and then I'll worry about like solidifying our standards of living. We've also started colonizing, despite the fact I don't have the malaria tech yet, but we are getting it now. I'm going to try and, you know, grab some lands here, cut in, using this standard kind of connection to make it so that we can hopefully secure most of Congo for ourselves, with all its rubber and wood and all that stuff. Should be good. Okay, that was an easier war. We have liberated the relevant people. Now we just need to make them like us. They're not the biggest fans of us right now. But I think that should complete this. Boom. We have completed the Schleswig-Holstein question and German leadership. Prussia now seen as the sole realistic option for German unification. Many North German states have opted to join our banner. Hopes are high. This will soon lead to a federation of all the Germanies. Is that how you would write German? I guess it is. The statesmen are responsible, are national heroes, or the world will know of our achievement. Do I want 5 years of prestige or popularity for the head of my armed forces interest group and the head of my industrialist interest group? Yeah, my industrialists getting a bit more popular would be good. I would like the prestige, but that's okay. We can get it in other ways. The North German Federation has been formed. Nice. I assume that doesn't make the Bohemians settle down. No. But we're incorporating them, which is good. So there we go. Yoink. I'm going to need to do some economy rejigging. Oh, hey, and that got us oh. That got us loads more people than I thought. Some of these people were not signing up. They were not supporting our candidacy. I didn't realize it was going to get us them. I thought it would just get us everyone else. Then we'd have to get the rest then. Nice. Okay. And yes, we got Hohenzollern. No, Hohenzollern is just the same color as us. Fair enough. So now we are able to form Germany if we would like. Is there a downside to doing it early? Who's not supporting me? Luxembourg, Württemberg. I would like Württemberg. The W like that is V, right? So it's basically just Württemberg. Let's Württemberg. Love me. And Luxembourg. You're my subject, aren't you? No, because even though I did enforce that, because their overlord was not in the war, they did not back me. Surely Luxembourg can't support me when someone is their overlord. Apparently they can. All right, well, let's see if we can get Luxembourg too. I mean, Austria seems like a little bit of a not going to happen, right? We could try and make them like us, but I don't think it's going to happen. It's probably possible, but that's okay. We need some territorial expansion growth in Europe, where we can actually conquer stuff. I should mention, so that remember, the goal for the series is like no one else is allowed to be colonial except us, and which I guess is what else means in no one else. But anyway, no one but us is allowed to be colonial. The other restriction I'm going to place on myself is I'm not going to conquer much land in Europe, like at all. I don't want to do that. So we're going to, I'll say right now, probably our maximum borders would be, what should we go with? What's a sensible restriction for our maximum European borders? Maybe Holy Roman Empire at its peak, so I can take all the way down to Rome. And this, and like a bit of France and the Netherlands. Yeah, that seems like some good borders to me. Yeah, seems fun. Well, let's say Holy Roman Empire and Austria, because Austria didn't, Hungary was never in the Holy Roman Empire, but I think we'll probably liberate Austria anyway. But something like that is going to be the restriction. And I like the idea partly because it's going to mean we always have, big European nations to do battle with. Anyway, I'm going to go on the charm offensive against Württemberg and see if we can get them on side. There we go. Hello. I managed to unplug my microphone while trying to tighten it up. Hello. So I just wanted to say, so we're working on the whole diplomatic thing about annexing the southern guys. Oh, I thought we were paused. And I really like this. So Württemberg right now, right? Prussia recently formed the North German Confederation, moving to unify all of the German-speaking peoples under one banner. What does Württemberg think about this? Well, Württemberg views the North German Federation as a country of little interest in geopolitical affairs. Just that guy, right? That guy that's up north you don't really think about. I just really like that flavor text description. All right, well, I've been trying to get Luxembourg to support us, because it'd be fun to yoink Luxembourg as well. I don't think there's that many. I mean, there's only 200,000 people here, so it doesn't really matter. But instead, I think we're just going to do the unification now. We are doing some wars to gain some footholds in Africa. We grabbed the classic little set here, and I yoinked Zanzibar from Oman. They didn't even fight me about it. Annoyingly, we took this front split in half, and then the second it stopped, my men got teleported back to Germany, which is why we got pushed all the way back, but now we're pushing back through. I did mess up, though. I thought you could colonize these guys. I wanted to try and cut England off, UK rather, by cutting up here. But that looks like that's not going to work now, unless I can really quickly do another war against these guys, which I think is probably what I'm going to do. But anyway, time to form Germany. So yes, technically we could try and push and get Austria this way, but basically I think we'd have to war them so much that they would basically hate us forever to actually get this unification to work. So I'd rather just grab these guys, and then we'll just traditionally war these guys. And of course, we'll take Alsace-Lorraine off France in the fullness of time. But for now, boom, form Germany. Done. We don't get Luxembourg, we get all these guys, which is nice. Catapulting our population up once again. Boom, catapulting our GDP up. Not very much, apparently, or perhaps it just hasn't updated. Let's see. At the end of the week, maybe? Yes, there we go. Nice. Catapulting us yet higher. Looking pretty good. Bavaria all unified up. What do we get here? What do we get? Some more urban centers. A bunch of universities. I should probably tear all these down, but the locals won't like it. Oh, and some lead mine options. Nice. Quite Württemberg industrialize. But yeah, more universities than we need. We can have a southern university, I guess. Right now we just basically have one in Germany, but I don't think it needs to be nearly that big. Anyway, there we go. German Empire all unified up. We will continue trying to gain some stuff in Africa. And now the idea is that we focus on standard of living. I want to try and raise this, get our people happy. There's a lot of radicals recently. The conquest of Bohemia really knocked people off. We need to get everyone to calm down so that we are in a nice, stable situation to begin doing more legal reform and also pressing into Austria, because I do have territorial ambitions on the South German peoples, and the Czechs are all going to get absorbed into our mighty empire. I'd also like a Mediterranean port. We can start messing with people down here. Beyond that, yeah, focus on standard of living. Now, we're going to try and make people in Germany think that this whole unification thing, great idea. Pays off well with good standards of living. That's the plan. Right, efforts continue apace. And it's got darker in here, so I'm going to turn that light on. We are doing pretty well. We've raised the average standard of living by about 3, or about 30%. And people love us for it. Look at this. Radicals haven't really gone down much since we last checked in, but my population has gone up a lot. And a bunch of those radicals are in Sind, which I did conquer. Just to be more precise, I think, can I click on this and then lock in the radical map mode? No, I need to... oops. Need to do this, right? There's loyalists. Surely there's a radicals map mode. Yes. Yeah, so there's why would you not put commas in this? There's 1 million radicals in Sint, which we conquered. There's 500,000 there, 500,000 there. And yeah, there's still 1.2 million in Bohemia. You can tell where we conquered, right? But we should be able to get them to cheer up in the fullness of time, which is good. We've got massive negative bureaucracy right now just because I'm integrating the southern German states, which I now realize I forgot to do, and we're building a huge number of government bureaucracy to be able to account for that fact, which should be good. But the reason I am paused is because we did a sneaky in Africa. Great Britain has managed to grab a bunch of land here in Kenya and... oh, I'm not sure. This is Kenya, right? Yeah. What's this? Is it Tanzania? My African geography is my worst. I can do most places in the world, but I need to work on my African geography. Anyway, they got to here, but with clever maneuvering, I have managed to hem them in on both sides. There's now no way that they can get past the Rift Valley, which is good. I mean, they can, obviously, they can come from the other direction, but everywhere is either blocked off by severe malaria or by my colonies, which means we should have a pretty good run at Congo here. Now, to secure that run even further, war against Portugal seems in order. Yoink up some of this land, make sure we have this all locked down, and potentially against Transvaal, Orange, Zulu in the south, things like that, just to try and lock this down. I want to really get a stranglehold on... is there no box? I suppose there is no box select, because why would you need it? I want to get a real stranglehold on this area. Try and get that under control. Meanwhile, in the north, yeah, France, right now the Kingdom of, is going to be getting a lot of land here, which we'll need to end up liberating. Apart from that, though, obviously England has their global colonies, the Dutch. Not that many, not that much, rather, kind of global colonialism going on. I'm sure it will step up as the game goes on. But yeah, it looks like France, England, and obviously the Dutch are a pushover. Right now, it's just France and England we'd need to beat in order to try and to do that. And, you know, with our economy booming, and it is booming, we just got mutual funds, so there's going to be a little bit of chaotic stuff while a bunch of new capitalists get promoted, but then we're going to start absolutely raking in the national investment pool transfer, which will be good. I've managed to significantly lower taxes. I've cut basically all of our consumption taxes. I could go down to lower taxes here, but what I've decided to do is just keep the taxes on, because that way I can keep them with things like luxury furniture. That's more being bought by the upper classes. Same with services. You can see services make up 15% of the upper strata's spending, whereas only make up 7.5% of the lower. So we can disproportionately tax the upper classes by using consumption taxes a la real life. So while I would like this, less radicals and the extra legitimacy, I think right now the best way to do it is just cut back on that, because of course that also gives me authority, which I'm using heavily to suppress the petite bourgeoisie and promote the industrialists and intelligentsia. And then we are also promoting social mobility, trying to get as much education access as we can. Speaking of education access, we're working on restricting child labor, which will let me keep pumping up my education. As you can see, we've gone ham on institutions. We are a heavily bureaucratic state now. 7.6 thousand being spent on all of these. Looking pretty good. The army has been reorganized, and as our infamy ticks down to 0, it will be time for another war against Austria. What I'm thinking of doing is going relatively slow, trying to keep my infamy really nice and low so we don't get extra radicals from conquest. I'm probably going to try and take... I mean, how much infamy would it be? Ideally, we'd do something which gives us less than 25 infamy. Although maybe if we did this, if we went after Austria itself, it might lower the... Our infamy would probably go below 28 by the end of the war. So I think that's probably what I'm going to do. We're allied to Russia, by the way, which is treating me very nicely. But what I'm going to do probably is conquer for Austria, and then I'm going to make them release a bunch of places. Like, just make them release Hungary and Croatia and stuff down here. I'm not hugely against Italy forming. I know they'll have probably some territorial ambitions, but you know what you're going to do. So I think we'll probably try and liberate Hungary, Croatia, maybe Galicia, Volhynia. I don't know how you say that. And then Austria is obviously very much a spent force at that point, at which point we can start, making moves more with a freer hand. But that's the plan once infamy ticks down. But yeah, really good period for our standard of living over the last kind of 10 years. It's been a good time to be German. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm probably going to call this series. I think I should stop playing as big countries. I played a game of Sweden off camera that I quite enjoyed. When it gets to this stage in the game, when there's like this much to build, like I have pages and pages of stuff building at any one time. And I find it difficult not to just like auto expand stuff. Because I can't go through and tell, like, okay, I need 50 more farms every couple of weeks. Like, it's just, I don't know. I don't like that. I think we're going to play someone else instead. Someone smaller, like the Netherlands maybe. Or Denmark would be a nice challenging one, potentially. But anyway, let's recap what we achieved. I switched this to a technocracy because I thought it would make the intelligentsia overpowered. And instead, it didn't even increase their clout, really, which is interesting. I think it didn't seem to do much at all, interestingly. I thought being a technocracy would, because for what this does, by the way, is it gives you more political strength for academics, engineers, and officers. And the academics, like if we look at the academics in our nation, where are they? Is that how you do it? How do you do this? How do I see all of the academics? Oh, this is the right screen. Yeah. The academics, they're mostly... where have they gone? Academics. They're mostly members of the intelligentsia. Can I see the breakdown? Yeah, they're 63% members of the intelligentsia. So I'm surprised that it didn't give them more of a boost. And then, who are the other ones? Armed forces. Yeah, so the officers. Who are, yeah, mostly armed forces. And then what was the other group benefited by that again? Engineers. Yeah, we take a look at engineers. Yeah, they're 32%. Okay, they're more spread. Yeah, I'm surprised. I think it did give the trade unions a little boost, didn't it? Let's take a look here. Yeah, okay, it gave the trade unions a pretty big boost going to technocracy. Interesting. But yeah, we continued reforming a bit. We commercialized agriculture. What else did I do recently? Oh yeah, we continue to restrict child labor. We're on cultural exclusion. So, basically everyone's tolerated in Europe anyway. We expanded overseas. I puppeted Sokoto. Yeah, our standard of living continues to rise nicely. And accordingly, we have a lot of loyalists. Take a look at an overview. Yeah, we got fully, a sixth of the country loyalist. It's pretty good. Gives us a huge boost on interest group approval, which is pretty nice. We've got lots of institutions kicking. But yeah, I feel like when the construction queue gets this big, it's just not, it's not as fun. Not as fun. And the game does start to slow down. Speed's acceptable for sure. But we've got a very literate population, which is cool. But yeah, I'm going to try playing as someone else instead. We had lofty goals for this campaign, but the game is not fun when, the fun thing in the game, at least I think the fun thing in the game is like, okay, I really need more tools. I need to like work my way down the production line and make that happen. Whereas when you get to this size, you need more tools. It's just like, okay, right, I'll go to iron, I'll click like 20 times, or I'll control click, and then I'll go to something else, I'll control click. It's not as gratifying. So I think we'll do it again. But yeah, it was an okay series. We unified Germany. I'm on the fence as to whether I should bother uploading this. Because it's not the best ending, but hey, we're #1 GDP in the world easily. We have easily the best army in the world. Germany, pretty easy. And the problem isn't that it's easy. I think the problem is that I can no longer keep track of the economy. And when I can't keep track of the economy, it's no longer satisfying. So I think if I played as someone smaller, I did a couple of campaigns with smaller people and got better at understanding the basic loops of the economy, then I think I'd be better able to keep track of it when playing someone big. So that's what I'm going to do. Cool. Thanks for watching. Enjoy. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you got to the end, I have to imagine you didn't hate it. I'll see you in the next one.